Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, your favorite tarot reader, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how he sees you compared to the woman after you. So this was a requested reading for those asking about an ex, where this person already has someone new, so maybe has dated like one woman or multiple women after you. So just take it how it resonates like that. I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but it is a bit tricky when reading for the collective. If you want something more personal, you can always check in with the psychic for a more in-depth description. Speaking of which, I tried a clairvoyant from Psychic Source, and yes, they're sponsoring today's video. Thank you, Psychic Source. I got matched with a clairvoyant through their site, and honestly, I wasn't expecting her to be that accurate. I gave her no personal info, just asked about my future love life, and somehow she instantly picked up that I'm already in a relationship. She literally said, "Why are you asking about the future without mentioning him?" I was literally speechless, but then I remembered that's kind of what I do too. Still a shocking experience to be on the receiving end of it. She described my future partner as someone who makes me really happy, with great communication and a bond that can handle anything. But the part that really stuck with me, she said she saw my future husband giving me purple flowers. A few weeks later, nothing happened, so I kind of forgot about it. Then we saw a tattoo promo on Instagram. My boyfriend sent me his ideas so I can book, and boom, a purple flower. Not a bouquet, but I'm definitely taking that as a sign. You can chat with gifted advisors however you're most comfortable, phone, video, or even text. Setting up my account on their website was super easy, and they have this quick little quiz that helps you find a psychic based on what you're looking for, whether it's love, past lives, energy readings, whatever. It made the whole process really personal and intentional. What sets them apart is the level of care and integrity. Only 2% of their applicants actually become advisors, so you know you're speaking to someone who's truly gifted and held to high ethical standards. And they back everything up with a no-risk guarantee. If you're not happy with your last paid reading, it's free. For a limited time, you can use my code Siren at psychicsource.com when checking out, or you can just click the link in my description box below at trypsychicsource.com/siren. You'll get up to 40 minutes with an advisor for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. You don't have to use it all in one session. You can spread those minutes out across multiple advisors to see who you truly resonate with. They also donate 1% of your purchase to charity at no extra cost to you. Oh, and yes, I do get paid for this promo, so when you sign up with Psychic Source, you're feeding a perpetually hungry, slightly dramatic psychic, that'd be me, and funding my next impulsive crystal purchase. As you can see, the channel needs some new crystals, but that's all for now. Thank you again to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. So getting back to your pile selection, for pile 1 we have the shell with the Justice card. For pile 2 we have Sodalite with the star, and for pile 3 we have Goldstone with the 9 of Wands. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Keep this person in mind while picking a pile and see which pile you're most drawn to, and that will be your pile for today. So once you have picked your pile, you can find your timestamps for the pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi pile 1, if you chose the shell and the Justice card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how he sees you compared to the woman after you. So this is if you're the ex and he's dated one woman or multiple women after you. So whether it's one woman or multiple women, you'll just take it as it resonates. So on that note, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. On the left hand side, we're going to take a look at you. Then on the right hand side, we're going to take a look at the woman after you. And of course, if either side feels more like you than the other side, then just take it how it resonates. So, spirit guides of pile number 1, please tap me into the energy of the person on their mind. How does he see pile 1 compared to the women after pile 1? How does he see pile 1 compared to the women after pile 1? So I am feeling as though he saw you as a very warm, friendly type of person. And he felt like you and him did have something good and could have had something good. However, when I'm in his energy, I don't feel like he was the most honest with you at the time he was dating you. And for a lot of you, that could have been like some kind of cheating situation, or let's just say an overlapping timeline where he dated like someone else either immediately after you or something, where it's kind of like, even if you didn't know if he cheated for sure, it's like the timelines overlapped. So that's what I feel right off the bat. And as I was picking up on that, I heard a ringing in my right ear. So I take that as confirmation for some of you. So we have the Hierophant showing up reverse for you. Then we have the Page of Pentacles showing up upright. So how does he see pile 1? Then we have the Sun. For the women after pile 1, we have the 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. Okay, one thing I can see is maybe some of you felt as though like you guys had potential to be something good. He feels this too. And you kind of just don't get why he moved on and like chose someone else or like moved on so fast. The one thing I can tell you is even though he's with this new woman or woman after you, plural, take it how it resonates, he still isn't showing up as a loyal guy. So the thing is, no matter what woman is in his life, he's still gonna show up as the type of guy that keeps his options open and kind of acts like he's single even though he's in a relationship, which is not the best thing. But I'm seeing that you shouldn't take that personal. You shouldn't see it as it was you, because he's still like this with even women after you. So he's showing up as a guy that either just doesn't want to commit, tries to keep his options open, or acts single even though he's in a relationship. And I do feel like the women after you have started to see this in him, where they're considering cutting him out for good because they're just not willing to accept this type of behavior or BS from him. Now, what I do see is these women after you could have had like a lot of the traits he was looking for in love. He could have felt really fulfilled with the women after you, where he just felt like that was the type of relationship he wants deep down. And I mean, we can't blame him. That's the honest truth I see. So I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm sorry if it is painful, but this is the truth I see. So I feel like with you, he was happy. He did feel like you guys had that strong bond. He even feels like you guys had a strong friendship outside of romance. But it's like the women after you maybe had more of what he was looking for long term, or maybe gave him the type of relationship he truly wanted deep down. And so even though these women after you are giving him exactly what he wants, I still feel as though he might lose one or some of them, like depending on how many women there are, because of him not like taking things seriously, because he kind of like tells them things and tells them dreams, but he never like sticks to his word. So these other women almost feel like he's just kind of making empty promises and feel like they need to cut him off. He saw you as someone that truly made him happy. You made him smile so much. You had a good sense of humor the time he knew you. He also felt like he connected to you on a mental level, like you guys could just talk about anything. And he also felt like he had a lot of fun with you. He felt as though you were truly honest and trustworthy. And at the time, like if he was moving on to someone else, at the time, like he wasn't even sure what he wanted yet. He kind of just chose impulsively. That's kind of what I pick up on. So he's still not kind of like sure what he truly wants. Like he does know kind of what he wants with the Nine of Cups here for the woman after, but he's still not like truly settling down. That's what I see. So he sees you as someone that was, like I said, honest, trustworthy, smart, intelligent. He sees you as someone that brought a lot of pleasure and fun into his life. And maybe he saw you as, yeah, someone he had a lot of fun with, but I don't know if he was like truly prepared to commit to you long term. Because I see like this non-traditional energy where maybe he doesn't like want to settle down, he doesn't like want marriage or any of that. And so maybe for some of you, you were kind of non-traditional as well, where you didn't mind that and like you didn't want maybe like those traditional aspects of things. And so he kind of liked that about you. He honestly thought that you weren't as serious about him. Like he kind of thought like you guys were both having fun. And now this could be like different from what actually happened, like if you told him you were serious about him, but from his perspective in the cards I'm seeing, he thinks like you guys were just having fun and it was like nothing serious, if that makes sense. And then the Eight of Cups here, so someone left. We have the Devil. And maybe when you or this person left, there was some kind of like ending on bad terms with the Devil and the Eight of Cups. Could have like ended in a very toxic way or very harsh way. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have the Page of Swords. So he thinks that he did feel something for you, but it wasn't like he truly like wanted to commit. And it's nothing you did wrong because like I said, he's like this with other women too. So I just feel like that's his character. You don't have to take that personally, even if it does hurt. I completely understand and empathize with your feelings if you still love this man. But yeah, I just don't feel the greatest energy from this man. He did see potential with you to like form a relationship and commit, but he wasn't yet sure how ready he was like to commit. So for some of you, this could have been like a situationship or something like that, where he didn't like fully commit. And even if he did commit, he kind of had like one foot in the door, one foot out. There may have been like a huge problem towards the end of your connection that was revealed. And it's kind of like, for some of you, I feel this energy is he used that as an excuse to exit. Like whatever problem or challenge you had, which is not the greatest thing, but that's what I see. He does feel very protective over you. Like he won't ever speak badly about you or let anybody else speak badly about you. But yeah, I just see that he wasn't like quite ready to fully commit. The thing is, he tends to get bored in long-term relationships and he tends to like look for something new, if that makes sense. And he can be very impulsive and that leads to him maybe doing things he doesn't want to do. He may have even spoken in riddles to you where he wasn't like being clear with his communication or words about what he wanted. So he saw you as someone that's very sexy you kind of turned him on a lot. You brought out his more sensual side. And I do feel like he saw you as like very mysterious. Even now, he still sees you as very mysterious, where there's a kind of like seductive intrigue there, if that makes sense, where he's still intrigued about what's going on in your life. I wouldn't be surprised if he sometimes stalks your social media just to see what's happening in your life. And what I can tell you is maybe he feels like it ended for a reason, and he is ready to let this chapter go with you, but he kind of also feels like, I'm going to be completely honest, this may sting a little bit, I'm sorry in advance, this is just what I see. He may feel like he kind of is keeping the door open to you a little bit in case things don't work out with these other women, which I don't really like, because it feels like, oh, you didn't want me now, you want me because you don't have them. Does that make sense? And now how he sees the other woman after you. So he sees the woman after you as people he's also not so serious with. Like, he kind of still wants to keep his options open. He kind of feels like they wouldn't put up with his BS. They're a lot more outspoken. They just won't accept or tolerate any BS, and they'll be very harsh with their words if they were to like see his true intentions with them, if that makes sense. They pick up on this more than they realize, like his true colors and true intentions, if that makes sense. I do feel like he feels like these women he's with right now kind of make it easy for him a little bit. I don't know what that means, but I just heard make it easy for him. He almost feels like he gets whatever he wants with them. Like, although they are outspoken and they won't accept BS, he kind of feels like he gets everything he wants with them and more, and he gets his way as well. Even when his way isn't the best, if that makes sense, the strength card. Some of these women he's with right now could be co-workers as well, or people he works with or something. Doesn't have to be for everybody. I also see that like with these women after you, he also feels like it's just a fun time. It's not like he really has intentions to commit to them either. He does feel strong connections with them, and he does feel the need to kind of like chase after them a little bit and prove to them the kind of man he wants to be seen as. Like, he isn't this man he's portraying himself as. He's kind of being a little bit deceitful, where he's portraying himself a certain way to them to get them to like him more, but it's not the true him, if that makes sense. So he's not really being truly authentic and genuine with them. That's what I see. The women after you, he does feel like he sees his women as like something or someone new to explore, and it's kind of like fun having that new person to explore. Like when you start talking to someone new and you start feeling butterflies again and all those feelings. So I do feel like he is feeling that way. He doesn't know them that well to really say he knows them truly, if that makes sense. But what I can tell you about how he sees them is he sees them as women he wants to have fun with, women that kind of let him have his freedom, yet also won't accept like certain things, if that makes sense, but are kind of like okay with certain things, if that makes sense. Like, there's certain things they will accept and there's certain things they won't accept. And because he feels like he gets his way with a lot of them, he just feels like things are working out for him. He also sees these women after you as women he can just have fun with and explore and be free with in the way. We have the High Priestess showing up next. So I think these women are starting to see his true colors intuitively. He hasn't like outright said who he is to them, but I think they're starting to pick up on who he truly is. The King of Cups and the Knight of Swords. So they're starting to see that he doesn't like show any signs of loyalty and that he's very impulsive. Now, I do think these women are also kind of impulsive, so he sees them as like quite similar to him in that way. I think that these women he's seeing right now are kind of like go-getters, very hard workers. He does have feelings for them, but yeah, they are strong, but I wouldn't say they're so strong because he's still kind of like playing the game, not being very serious. Now, he could be committing to them, but still not completely being loyal, if that makes sense. Like, still keeping his options open on the side. I do feel that he has a lot of fears of commitment. Then we have the Seven of Swords, confirmation. So, I do think that he knows they won't take any BS from him, but he sees these women as kind of like, I can betray you and you wouldn't ever know. He thinks he's getting away with it with the Seven of Swords, if that makes sense, which isn't the greatest message. I kind of feel sorry for these women after you. And I'm hearing Spirit kind of joke that while I do feel sorry for these women, that they're in this situation, Spirit is joking that you should kind of be glad that these women have him now because he's now their problem instead of yours. And I do see a little bit of truth in that, but you may not feel that way right now, especially if you're still attached to him or if you still miss him. However, some of you don't care anymore and you agree and you maybe like find that true. But yeah, let's pull some more cards. So how does he see pile number 1? We have the Nine of Swords and the Page of Cups. So he sees you as a complex person, and it took a lot to like kind of figure you out and figure out what you want. He liked that mystery about you, like how I said before. That kind of kept him on his toes and kept him with you for longer because it kept him intrigued. And he feels as though even still now, he still feels like very sexually attracted to you, where he hasn't felt like that much sexual attraction all the time for like every person. So that is one thing I do see. He kind of felt like he was kind of scared of getting caught or scared of, again, like committing to you. He knew that you were someone with a pure and innocent heart, and he didn't want to hurt you. But if I'm going to be completely honest, he saw that as a sign that maybe you wouldn't find out. Like, okay, because you're so pure with your intentions, he thought you would never like suspect a thing, and he thought that he could just like get away with a lot of the things he was doing that were maybe not the best. But he does feel bad and guilty, as well as regretful for how he left things or how he even treated you. He saw you as someone that was a little bit chaotic in a good way, like he liked that about you, and he liked the fact that whenever he wasn't speaking to you or in contact with you, it's kind of like you would get worried and anxious and like keep trying with him, and he liked feeling desired and wanted by you. It kind of boosted his ego a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. That's something I do see. He sees you as like this old soul, romantic type of person, someone like, again, really funny, playful, all those things. So yeah, he feels like he could even be friends with you right now because of that dynamic you have. Now we have the Queen of Swords. So even though he thought you would be a little bit more naive and not pick up on his BS, now he sees that you are someone with boundaries and that you won't accept this. that you will call him out on his BS with the Queen of Swords. And the Five of Wands. I feel like he's starting to see you now as like someone that's a little bit more confrontational than he saw you at the beginning. Like in the beginning, he didn't think you would be like that. But now he kind of sees it as like, oh, you must be angry at me. Like if I had to reach out to you, you'd probably confront me and call me out and be rude to me, or like say a bunch of things to me that are maybe like rude, or you'd probably try to hurt my feelings. Now, even if this isn't true, if he was to reach out and you would just ignore him or not respond, this is what he think you would kind of like respond like, if that makes sense. He did kind of see potential for a future with you, but again, like he wasn't really sure if he was ready to commit. He thinks you're mad at him now, which if you are, I mean, like rightfully so. Let's see what else I can get about the woman after you. So we have the Three of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. Two of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles. So one thing that he likes about these women after you is that they're a lot more competitive. Even though they have boundaries, one thing that he likes is that they're competitive with each other if they know about each other. If they don't, they're kind of just trying to almost like please him, please all his wants and needs so that he stays with them. And he kind of feels like he gets his way with them, like I said before. He thinks they're a lot more independent, focused on themselves, their career. So he feels like he would get bored with them long term, but he's not really bored right now because they're kind of giving him space to do his own thing. And that's something he does like, if that makes sense. He does see them as confident, sexy as well, stable, and maybe also like women that are leveling up in their careers, making money. I don't know if he's the type of guy that like mooches off of women, but for some of you that could be the case. That could be like benefiting him in some way. But yeah, these are like very ambitious women, stable women, type A type of personalities in women I see, where they're very organized, they're very like, they have their shit together, they have their life together, if that makes sense. So he likes that. With them, he can kind of conserve or preserve his own money. I don't know if they're offering to pay for things or what, which is a little bit weird, but that's what I see. He could be promising one of these women commitment, but again, I don't feel like it's truly real. Like, I feel like that's just going to end in heartbreak, and that's not me wishing that on the woman. I truly feel the heartbreak in my heart chakra, and I feel like eventually he will betray them in some way because that's just who he is and his character. Now, I do believe people can change and grow, but I don't necessarily see this man growing anytime soon because he just likes living life like this, like a womanizer, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is what I see. That's where I'm gonna leave the reading. This is kind of heavy, but yeah, let me know what you thought of this in the comments below. Did this resonate? What did you think of this reading? Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Hi, Pal 2. If you chose the Sodalite crystal and the star card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how he sees you compared to the women after you. So this could be one woman after you, multiple women after you. Take it how it resonates. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. And if I wasn't clear, this is for those where you're the ex and you want to know about women after you that he's with or was with. Okay, so firstly, I just want to talk about things I feel and see intuitively before we get into your cards. So when I connected to your energy, pile 2, I felt and saw this feminine being in my peripheral, I don't know how to say that word, vision on my left side. And it's almost like when I was looking at her energy was so bright that it almost felt blinding. You know how like when people describe angels or like looking at the lights and it's so blinding in some way, like if they have a near-death experience, for example, it kind of reminded me of that. So I feel like I was picking up on some kind of angelic being around you that's watching over you and protecting you, and perhaps even giving these messages. Now, as I tapped in clairvoyantly, I was seeing this image of a wedding cake, and it's like this beautiful tiered wedding cake, but it's almost like this wedding cake topples over like this and falls down, and then it's like the wedding's ruined. So I don't know if some of you were actually like planning to get married to this man, or maybe there were talks about the future, like commitment. Maybe some of you were already married to him, but it kind of feels like the message here is, the message from this angelic being is that things ended for a reason. Even if things were painful, like the ending, it ended for a reason, and it was for your own divine protection. So whatever ended here was not meant to be. And as painful as that can sound, depending on, you know, if you've moved on or not. If you have moved on, it's probably not painful to hear. But if you haven't, it probably is. And yeah, as painful as that is to hear, I feel like your spirit guides were protecting you by bringing this divine interventional ending. Because I don't feel like this was the man you were meant to be with for the rest of your life. So let's pull the cards. On the left side is going to be your energy, then the right side is the woman after you. And of course, if the energy's mixed up, then you can just take it how it resonates. So if you relate more to the other side, then you can take it as it resonates. So you can keep this person in mind while I shuffle. This is, by the way, the second time I'm reshuffling. Hopefully the first one's edited down. But I got the same cards as pile 1. So let me try reshuffle. So spirit guides of pile 2, please tap me into the energy of the man on their mind. Please show me, how does he see pile 2 compared to the woman after pile 2? Okay, we have the Sun card. Then we have the 10 of Wands, as well as the 9 of Cups. Okay, and then the woman after pile 2, the 6 of Wands, the Emperor, and the Page of Cups. So for some reason I'm seeing the Notebook in my mind's eye. You know how in the Notebook, I forgot their character names, but you know, Rachel McAdams playing the main lady character, you know how she was like first with the first original like main guy, and then she kind of like got married to somebody else later on, but like wasn't happy with that person. I'm seeing a vision of that for some reason. And of course, like, I'm not doing this reading with like intentions of trying to compare you to the new woman and like trash talk the new woman, because that's not at all my intention. But I feel like there's something about that message showing through where he's with this new person and things are working out, but something's missing, and it's almost like this new person is perfect on paper, but it doesn't feel like it's the same. He kind of saw you as the person like he wanted to commit to for the rest of his life, because the 9 of Cups here is about like you being his dream woman. And I'm not trying to like feed into Delulu or anything like that, but I'm honestly just seeing that where he saw you as his dream woman, but now because things are over between you two, he's had to move on to somebody else. And I'm not saying he isn't happy in this new relationship or with these new women, but what I can tell you is it's just not the same. And although it's working out and everything's going well, like there's no complaints there or problems in that relationship, it still feels like to him there's something missing. So that's what I see right off the bat. So the one thing I don't like about this man, being completely honest, pile two, is he does sometimes trash talk you. And I know a lot of you won't want to hear that, but this is just what I'm seeing. And sometimes spirit removes people from our life because we don't necessarily see what they're hiding from us. Or it could be like maybe they're saying things behind our back, or maybe not having the best intentions or the best character. And so I almost feel like, again, spirit took this person out of your life for your own well-being and protection. So if this man does ever try to come back, I'm not saying you shouldn't take him back. That's your decision, but proceed with caution. Because there's something your spirits see about this man that you don't see. I'm not really going to go into what was said, but I feel like he kind of talks negatively about you. Like I was hearing negative Nancy. So he's kind of like name calling you in a way, laughing about it, which isn't the best energy, but that's what I see. Now with you, again, he saw you as his dream woman, but there may be a little bit of resentment here that he holds towards you. I don't know why, if like anything happened between the two of you that would cause animosity or resentment, but that's just what I see. Maybe for some of you, like you and him had like a lot of fights with each other, conflict, because I feel this feeling in my throat as if I've been like screaming so much and my throat hurts. You know, that sensational feeling, that's what I'm feeling energetically. So maybe he kind of felt worn out from like fighting, you know, having conflict all the time. And maybe you two did have something very real to him. Like he felt like things were real and genuine with you. I don't want to say like things were fully genuine because like I said, your guides took this person out of your life for a reason, but he feels as though you guys had something real, even though there were problems. He was very happy with you with the sun, and he did see potential with you. He did want this truly with his heart. But I do see that he was very possessive over you. I don't know if he showed that or not. I just see that. And he did see you as like maybe the woman that was like his dream woman. But then because you were having so much problems and issues, so many problems with each other, he didn't know like how things would truly end with you. And maybe for some of you, like being with this new person, they don't have any problems or fights or arguments. Something still feels missing. And he likes the fact that there are no problems, but then at the same time, it doesn't feel like he's with his dream woman. So I feel like with you, there were pros and cons. And with this new woman or new woman plural, there are also pros and cons. So I guess you win some, you lose some. That's how he's viewing both situations. Like, not everybody's perfect. You're not always going to get everything you want in one relationship or another. Like, each has positives and negatives. Yeah, that's basically what I see. So with you, I feel like there was also someone like complicating things, someone like coming in between you. I don't know who this is, but I feel like for some of you, it could have been a family member of his that maybe disliked you or didn't trust you. And although he could see that you were trustworthy, this person was kind of like whispering things in his ear and causing more conflict between the two of you and causing him to doubt the relationship. This could have been like a mother figure of his or a sister or something like that. Sometimes he thinks back to what was said by that other person and wonders if it's true or not. because he never really got his answer. Now, with the new woman, like I said, things are working out fine. He does feel like things are going fine, things are going great. He does feel like he could make it work, and this could be something that lasts. But it doesn't fully feel fulfilling, but it feels like, I don't want to say he's settling, but it kind of feels like that. But what I can say is these new women bring some kind of grounding to him. He kind of feels like he's becoming more mature. He's starting to grow up. He's starting to think about like a future, marriage, kids, all those things, if he doesn't already have that. And what I can tell you is he feels like he's ready to settle down right now, even though this is not like his dream woman. Because he's ready to settle down, he kind of feels like he's just going to take that opportunity and see where it goes. So yeah, even though there are no like issues and problems, like he is at peace in these relationships. And although his controlling side, dominant side does still come out with them, I do feel like these women are a lot more submissive than you. And he does kind of like that because it allows him to, I'm hearing that song On My Worst Behavior, so it allows him to be on his worst behavior. Not that being submissive like brings out a man's controlling side. That's not at all what I'm saying, because there are some men that you can be submissive to and they will respect you. But I feel like for this man, he kind of takes advantage of that, if that makes sense. Where he likes them being submissive to him, whereas you were a lot more headstrong, a lot more feisty. You didn't like allow that. Maybe you weren't as submissive in that sense, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but this is just what I see here. He is very cranky. I don't know if he's just like that as a person, or if he gets very cranky around them or you, but I just feel like a crankiness from him. So we have the Wheel of Fortune for you. He felt like things felt right with you. If I'm going to be honest with you, he more so felt like you were a soulmate or like someone he was meant to be with. Like he saw things happening with you. He saw himself settling down with you, but eventually this ended in heartbreak and didn't happen the way we expected or wanted. And so there's some heartbreak and disappointment that comes along with that. He does still think about you, and I'll be honest, like you're someone that's very unforgettable to him, where even if he's moved on, he will still think about you from time to time. I don't feel like he's fully moved on from you, but I feel like he's kind of accepted the situation and sees it as, okay, things ended, it didn't work out, maybe I just need to accept it, even though my head is still like lingering on you, if that makes sense. He saw himself like maybe even having a family with you, just settling down with you. He felt like he was ready. It's almost like it didn't happen that way. And that did hurt him a lot. He sees you as someone that was almost perfect in his eyes. You could do no wrong to him. And he does miss you from time to time, but I feel like he's kind of forced himself to move on and accept the situation. Even though he hasn't truly fully moved on, he's forcing himself to accept it and try to not think about you as much, because it just hurts him. And you guys had your ups and downs, yes, but he did feel like he belonged with you. He felt like this feels right. This feels like endgame. So he felt that way with you, even though it didn't happen like that. So King of Swords. Now, I don't know if this is for all of you, but I'm seeing him like getting matching tattoos with someone else. The Seven of Swords reverse, the Seven of Wands. So I will say that these new women this new woman, if it's plural or singular, does sometimes get jealous or insecure, especially like when past exes are brought up, including you. And so I'll be honest, these new people, these new women kind of feel threatened by you. Or this new woman, take it how it resonates. Maybe wonders if there's like still feelings there or not. I don't feel like he's fully being honest with them about that. Like if they have asked, he said no, even though his mind still does kind of linger on you, which is not the best to be dishonest. So yeah, I kind of feel sorry that they're going through this with this man. Like I wouldn't want to be put in a situation like this. I know it's not about me, but like I'm just putting myself in their shoes where I wouldn't want to be in a situation like this where a guy's just like settling for me and not truly in love. Like, yes, he does love them, but it's like not truly in love kind of energy, if that makes sense. Kind of like a settling energy, how I said before. But like I said, he does mentally feel ready to settle down, and he feels like he wants a family. He feels like he wants to get married. He wants all those things. So regardless of who it happens with, he feels like it's the right time for him to kind of take things to the next step. So I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen, like with the women after you. He does feel like they care for him a lot. Maybe like fulfill all his needs, emotionally, physically. Like I'm seeing one of, or I don't know how many women there are, but like I'm seeing one of these women maybe cook for him or something like that, where he feels like they kind of cater to him in a way, and he likes that. One thing I don't like about this man is he's loyal, maybe physically. I don't feel like he's like speaking highly of them behind their back. With the King of Swords, Seven of Swords reverse, he may also be trash talking them behind their back. And this isn't the best energy, but this is what I see. And so he doesn't like truly respect them, which makes me sad for them that they're going through this. So yeah, he sees these women as like, okay, you're here now. Like, you take care of me. You take care of all my needs. I don't need anything else. Like, maybe I'm not the most fulfilled, but I'm happy-ish. And so he's kind of like settling down. He feels like with these women, he does have like an intellectual connection with them. And he does feel attracted to them and their minds. But he is also a little bit guarded around them. Whereas with you, he was like fully open. Even if he was a little bit guarded with you, I feel like he was more open with you. With them, it's kind of like he's not closed off, but he is still a little bit guarded. So I guess maybe this could read as like if he's still in a new relationship and he's still getting to know them, maybe he's still seeing if he can trust them. Or this could be like maybe he's been with them for some time, but he still hasn't like fully opened up to them in that way. About like his feelings, emotions, things like that with the King of Cups. So you, the Five of Wands, this is exactly what I spoke about, like conflict. The Death card and the Three of Pentacles. So some of you could have cut this man out of your life or something, or you could have thought of it before things ended and then things just ended like automatically. He felt like you were very stubborn and you wouldn't change to fit in or to please anybody. And you are who you are, and either he's going to accept that or not. One thing he did like about you was your stubbornness and how you just like remain authentically yourself, and you're kind of unapologetic about it. Your feistiness, how you won't like let people walk all over you, your strong like minded energy, because you have like a very strong personality, to him at least. So the Seven of Cups, the Fool, and Judgment. So he's getting some kind of wake-up call right now that he can't keep wasting his time and not being sure about what he wants, like, in the long term, if that makes sense. He feels like he wants to rush into settling down now at this moment. He doesn't want to wait any longer. And so he kind of feels like he just needs to pick and choose which future he wants. If there were multiple women, then like maybe he needs to choose between those women. Or if it's like you and this woman after you, then maybe he's like trying to make up his mind there. But yeah, I feel like he's ready for this new beginning and he wants to settle down. That's what I keep seeing with the woman after you. This is new to him, like whatever relationship this is. Of course, he doesn't like know them fully inside and out, but he does see them as like a potential wife or something. He views them as, yes, submissive, but also spontaneous. It's kind of like the women he's with right now. He feels like he's never really met any other women like them. So it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, like getting to know somebody new. He also feels like although they might not be his dream girl, he does feel like he gets a lot of what he wants out of this connection. And so he's not complaining. Yes, he does still have like leftover feelings of sadness from your connection ending, but I feel like he's trying to move on, if I'm going to be completely honest. With you, yes, things ended, but although he's like still sad over it, he's kind of like forcing himself to let go. Is there anything else about like how he sees Pyle 2 compared to these other women? He feels confused. He doesn't know who to pick. It's like he has many options in front of him, but he doesn't know who to pick. And this doesn't have to be like many options of women, but it could be like, do I pick the safe option or do I pick the option that makes me feel alive? And of course you're not an option, but I mean in the sense of like, who do I pick? Like, which future do I pick? That's kind of the predicament he's in right now. He does feel like things are over with you, but he might not fully be ready to close that door completely, because I'm seeing a casket, but then this casket is opening. So it's making me think what was once dead, not literally, but like the death card represents endings. What once ended may still have potential in his mind. So he kind of sees it as like, maybe it's not truly the end. Like maybe I could still go back. Maybe I could still try to get them back. So I wouldn't say he's like fully closed the door on you. The woman he's with right now kind of give a little bit of people-pleasing energy, where they will almost just do anything to like please him, go out of their way to do that. And it's almost like them putting him on such a pedestal and catering to him and in such a way, which there's nothing wrong with catering to a person, but this feels like in a very people-pleasing way. Like, if I don't give to you, I feel like you're not gonna love me. Where they're almost doing it like excessively, and it's causing him to feel like, you know, like when you cater to a man's ego too much, sometimes it makes him feel like he's on top of the world, and like these women are like head over heels in love with him, and it almost gives him like some kind of boost in his perception of his own power, where he sees it as like he has power over them, like whatever he asks for, they will just give it to him. And I don't really like that, but that's what's coming through. So he kind of feels like he can just get anything he wants from them, and it makes him feel powerful, and it gives him an ego boost. Now, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing 2 forces of nature, 2 diamond-like things clashing against each other and they have like light around them. So how I'm going to read that metaphorically is he's still not sure like if he's going to choose this person or you. It's kind of like you and the woman after you clash against each other. You may have some similarities to each other, but you're also very different. And it's kind of like you're clashing against each other and he's still like not sure who he wants. He thinks if he just like gives it a little bit of time, he will figure it out. And I keep seeing Sagittarius energy with this man, or at least if he's not a Sagittarius, I keep seeing that energy of like a man that needs freedom, and is a little bit like flighty and maybe not the most like, yes, he can be loyal because I don't feel like he's a cheater. I don't feel that energy at least. But he's a little bit flighty and he doesn't always keep his word. So that's kind of like what I feel about his energy. And these women could be like doing wifey things for him, which he kind of likes, like cleaning up after him, things like that. I keep seeing things like that in my mind's eye. And he enjoys that. But one thing that was sexy about you is not that you didn't do any like wifey things for him. I feel like he respected you more than these other women. And again, don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying if you do wifey things for a man that he won't respect you, but it's almost like he's taking advantage of their giving nature, thinking that okay, because they're so giving, like they'll always be around at my beck and call. So he kind of like thinks he's like being treated like a king, where he doesn't even have to give anything back in return or like put in any effort to get that. But with you, it's kind of like you were fun, you were the life of the party, you were feisty, like you kept him on his toes. And I guess he sometimes misses that. So again, like I'm not saying them doing wifey things for him is like making him not respect them. But I think that sometimes when you do things too early on in a relationship for the wrong man, yes, some men are like that, where they take advantage of that, of like a kind person, a giving person. So yeah, that is all I see. I'm not really getting any more information about like how he views you compared to the new woman. That's all I have. I really hope this resonated. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. Did this resonate with you? So yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Hi Pal 3, if you chose the Goldstone crystal and the 9 of Wands, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at how he sees you compared to the woman after you. So this could be one woman or multiple women, and this is for those that are an ex to this man and then he's dating someone new after you, or like he's dated multiple women after you, so take it how it resonates. Yeah, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's go ahead and shuffle your cards. So on the left hand side, we're going to do your energy, and on the right hand side, we're going to take a look at the new woman's energy. And if you feel like you resonate with the other side more, then you can take it as it resonates. So you can keep him in mind while I shuffle. Spirit guides of Pile 3, tap me into the energy of the person on their mind, please. And please show me how does he view Pile 3 compared to how he views the other woman after Pile 3? How does he view Pile 3 compared to the woman after Pile 3? We have the Judgment card upright. Then we have I was about to say the Wheel of Fortune, the Fool. We have the Page of Pentacles and some extra cards I'll take a look at in a moment. I'm just going to put that there for now. I just want to take a look at these ones first. Then the women after Pile 3. We have the 3 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, and the Death card. So when I connected to your energy and pulled the Judgment card, I heard the word attunement. So this is a kind of connection where we feel very connected on a deep level, where we feel like we understand each other, we see one another, we truly are kind of like two peas in a pod or other halves of each other, like just feeling understood, felt seen, respected, admired. So he felt that way with you, and he felt like the strong pull to you. I think you and him perhaps maybe even have a spiritual connection, and you just knew what mood he was in. You just knew whatever he needed. It's like you intuitively knew whatever he needed in the moment, and he felt truly fulfilled with you. He felt whole with you. Now, I do see that the thing you have in common with the women after you is that both of you have had problems or challenges in your connection with this man, but it's not necessarily because of you. Like, yes, you could have contributed to certain things, or maybe not, but I feel like there's this message that he's the type of guy that maybe kind of sees love as a battlefield. That's what I'm hearing. Where he doesn't know how to like have peace in his relationships. There's always conflict. Even with the woman after you, I do see that. With you, I think you didn't really engage in the conflict much. You tried to like fix it. You tried to not like take certain things personally. You tried to just kind of like ground him. Perhaps some of you even saw certain things about him that were maybe red flags, and you felt like you could fix him or save him. For some of you, if it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, don't take it. Whereas these new women kind of engage in the conflict. This is not bad or good. This is just what I see, where they kind of like fight back. Not that you didn't fight back, but I think that you tried to almost disarm him immediately, and you tried to like end the conflict as soon as possible. You tried to have understanding. You tried to like reconciliate as soon as possible, because you're perhaps a person that doesn't really like being in conflict. It makes you uncomfortable, probably. That's just what I feel for some of you. And then with this new woman, I feel like she kind of likes drama and conflict a little bit, where she kind of plays into it a little bit more. So he's seeing differences between you two like that. And I do think that if he's not careful, it can become very toxic, where eventually one of them have to cut each other out because of the fact that there's just constant fighting. So yeah, I see the connection potentially ending with this new woman if he's not careful, if he doesn't like stop at some point, because I think he also enjoys the drama secretly, but won't truly admit that. And yeah, I just see this potentially ending if he's not careful. Then we have the Eight of Cups, King of Swords for your side. He felt very calm with you. He felt like you grounded him in a way. You are or were very mesmerizing to him. He felt like he invested a lot of time, effort, and emotion into your connection. But he felt as though when it ended, he kind of had to let go of all the emotions and time he invested into this connection for his own peace of mind. Not that he wanted to move on, but I don't know what happened in your relationship, why things ended, but he felt as though he had to move on when you broke up for his own peace of mind and not linger on this. You were perhaps very young at the time you met each other. You could have perhaps even have been his first love or one of his first loves, and he felt like when he met you, he was still fresh in the dating scene. He hadn't yet gotten hurt. He was like dating. It was fun. It was exciting. And then he met you, and there was a real genuine spark there. He felt like he had a lot of interest in you when he first met you, and he felt like he just wanted to get to know you more and maybe even chase after you. He liked the fact that, now I don't know if you were doing this, but he liked the fact that you were playing hard to get, and he saw you as irresistible and magnetic. He just felt like even if he tried to pull away, he couldn't. He felt like when he first met you, it was a time in his life that was very nostalgic. A time where he was like still innocent in a way. Again, like not yet heartbroken, not yet having like this guard up or fear of getting hurt. So things felt very pure and innocent in a way between you and him. And I'll be honest, I feel like a first love kind of energy with you. So that's how he sees you. He felt like he had really good conversations with you. And he liked the fact that you were not only irresistible physically, but he also felt like he connected with you on a mental level. And he could have like really interesting conversations with you that pulled him back in. Now, with the new woman, I see that they could work together for some of you. It doesn't have to resonate for everybody. Or, you know, like let's say he's in college, like maybe he's dating this new woman and she goes to the same campus or something. Anyways, that doesn't have to resonate with everybody. What I do see is that they do have a lot of conflicts, a lot of drama. It's hot, passionate, but full of drama. And he kind of likes that, to be honest. He likes the toxicness, I guess. And I do feel like there could be like an on and off dynamic here. Or this type of dynamic where every time they fight, it's like one of them threatens to leave or break up. I don't know if there's truly an intention to break up, but I perhaps see like threats of breakups here. And although they maybe like have on and off or like threats to break up, they always end up coming back together, even if they were mad the previous day. Because I see like this woman venting to her friends, for example, about their fight yesterday, and then the next day she goes back to him, and then the friends are like, ugh, again. So I'm kind of like seeing that energy where people around them are kind of being tired of being brought into their drama and them like constantly working it out right after. Like, yes, it's okay to vent to your friends, but I think sometimes it can bring the opposite of what the person wants if they vent to their friends, because their friends might not be as forgiving. So yeah, that's a little bit of an issue I do see. I do see like some issues in their connection. I feel like he does feel a strong connection with her. He feels like she truly sees him as well, and he truly sees her, and there's like this strong connection too. He feels like at this moment in time, even though there's a lot of conflicts, they're learning to work things out and communicate and try to change their way of communication. This could be like them going to couples therapy or just trying to communicate in a healthier way, which is a good thing. I'm glad that he's trying to be healthier and trying to communicate in a healthier way. So even though they have their issues, they are trying to work things out, which can be a good thing. So let's see what else comes through. The Temperance card, the Emperor, and the Four of Cups. Okay, I didn't want to say this because, like I said to Pile 2, my intention with this reading is not to like compare you two and put you two against each other, but I'm looking at this from an unbiased point of view. If I see something negative about you, I tell you. If I see something negative about her, I tell you. If I see something positive about you or her, I tell you. So I'm just comparing the two, but not in a malicious way. But what I do see here, honestly, is he kind of, this is a little bit concerning, he kind of gets a little bit bored with her, with this new woman. And he's felt like this for a long time. He's possibly even dated her for a long time, like maybe more than a year, possibly. It's like he feels like something is not necessarily missing, but he kind of feels like he's not getting all his needs met in this connection. That could be physical needs, emotional needs, mental needs, whatever it is. He feels like he's not fully satisfied. Because the Four of Cups can represent dissatisfaction, boredom, but with the Five of Pentacles at the back of the deck, that is like extra adding onto it, where he feels like he's not truly getting all his needs met. He could also feel like he doesn't fully trust that she's gonna stay by his side, even as they go through rocky moments in their connection. He is scared of being abandoned with her. Whereas with you, because he came into this connection with you open-hearted, innocent, in a youthful phase of his life, there was no fear of getting hurt. So he felt like he could just like open up with you and not have a guard up. But with her, it's not necessarily her. It's a little bit of her, but it's also a little bit of like past hurt and pain, where he feels like he needs to be guarded and not fully like let his guard down in case he does get abandoned or rejected. So he does trust her, but he doesn't fully trust her to stay when things get hard. Now, his expectations may be a little bit unrealistic, especially if he expects her to stay even through a toxic relationship. Like, if she's not happy, she has every right to leave. So I see both sides of it, but that's kind of what I see. Yeah, he does feel like he could have something long term with her, but he's a little bit unsure about where the future is going to lead him to with her, like if they're truly going to work things out. He's taking it day by day. He is in love. I will say that. He almost just feels like these problems have been going on for so long that he doesn't know if they are even fixable. He's losing a little bit of hope here, but he's also trying to remain hopeful and trying to give this time and see how things play out without like making up his mind too quickly or being impulsive with his decisions. So he's trying to like see things through and wait to see what happens next with her. Okay, let's see how he views you, if I can get anything else in that. The Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So he sees this new woman as someone that's exciting, hot, passionate, drama-filled. He likes that, like I said. But he also sees her as someone that is patient with him, deals with his BS. He thinks that like not many women would deal with him and all his perceived flaws that he thinks he has. But with you, I feel like he kind of sees this as the connection that hurt him in the end. Now again, I don't know what happened between the two of you. He could have hurt you, you could have hurt him. You could have not even hurt him, but like maybe the breakup hurt him in some way. And I do still feel like he is still affected by that. So he felt like this connection, or at least the ending of this connection, broke his heart. And that kind of forced him to maybe heal. I don't know if he has fully healed, but trying to heal and move on and maybe find something new. Like when things ended between the two of you, he kind of wanted to find something that would maybe last, because your connection unfortunately didn't last, and that was very heartbreaking for him. Even as I speak now, my voice is shaky, so he may still be affected by this. Now, he does still see it as like, maybe I could get a second chance. I'm not going to force things. He kind of feels that way with you, like, I'm not going to force things, but maybe one day I could get a second chance, or we could give each other a chance to try this again. Like maybe when we're older and we're more mature and wise, we could maybe make it last. He kind of sees it as you guys had untapped potential that was never tapped into or explored, and there's kind of a bittersweet feeling here where he does miss you at times, and he does sometimes wish he got that opportunity to, I'm hearing, make things right with you for some of you, or just like explore that untapped potential of what could have been between the two of you, because sometimes he does still think about like what could have been. He sees you as someone that he could have had a long-term relationship with, but unfortunately things didn't work out. And he does still see it as like maybe one day it could, like if it's gonna happen, but he doesn't necessarily want to force it. Like I said, he sees you as someone that was always curious about him. Like you always asked him questions, you always cared about his day, like ask him how his day was. You genuinely cared a lot. That's how he sees you. He does still watch you from time to time and try to figure out what's going on in your life right now. And if you were to have someone new, it would make him very angry, I won't lie, even though he is seeing someone new. For some of you, you guys went on a break and he thought you would get back together, but you never did. Or when you did break up, he thought you would get back together, but you never did. Which is quite interesting. He sees you as the stable partner, the person that could have made it through to the end, the healthy partner as well, the dreamy partner. Like you kind of put him in like this fantasy dreamy world, if that makes sense. Like whenever he was with you, it felt like a pleasant escape. You made him daydream a lot, think about the future. But he also realizes that perhaps he brought some toxicness into the connection and slowly poisoned the connection. So there are some regrets here about maybe how he handled things with you. The Chariot. I feel like crying now, so he could possibly still cry about you sometimes. Whether you believe that or not, that's what I feel. Then for you, we have the Magician, the Tower, the Devil, and the Knight of Pentacles. He expected this to last with you, and now as I say that, the tears coming out. But I feel like he kind of represses his emotions and heartbreak around this, because like the tears aren't coming out fully when I'm connecting to his energy and his pain. He didn't expect you guys to end. He thought that you guys were gonna last. He thought that you guys were like end game, that you were gonna make it till the end. But he kind of perceives it as, I brought this upon myself with my own toxicness with the devil, and I'm the one that created it, and I have to deal with the consequences now. Lie in the bed I made. So he does accept responsibility for the things he did that contributed to the breakup. And again, he didn't expect this. It was heartbreaking for him. He kind of sees you as someone that brought structure to his chaos. And he felt like you truly understood him as well, and like gave him grace as well. He saw you as very cute. He saw you as very fun to be around. He saw himself taking steps towards you, steps towards your future. He may still keep items of yours that you gave him as like a gift or something, or pictures of you on his phone or something. And he felt like he was under a love spell with you. Like it just felt so beautiful and magical. And he never thought things would end. Again, that's what I'm seeing. You were like a wish come true for him, because I'm seeing a shooting star. So he possibly wished for a connection like yours, and he felt like you were truly his best friend as well. He felt like you two were compatible, And again, he saw you as very intelligent. And like, he saw you as the type of woman that balanced him out and brought, like I said, grounding to his chaos. Again, he thought you guys would truly last, but it didn't. He still doesn't fully like understand why things had to end. Even if he kind of understands, he hasn't like fully grasped it. Now with the new woman. Yes, he's probably been with this woman for some time. I see some apologies, some reconciliation, some making up between them. This is weird. I didn't expect this message, but I'm seeing that this woman can sometimes try to copy you. Or like past women he's been with, like let's say she tries to copy their style or tries to like be a little bit like them. That's so weird. That's what I see. And I think he knows that. He picks up on it. She is very neat and tidy and organized. So you do have some similarities. She knows how to like control him and how to get him to do what she wants. She kind of has him wrapped around her finger right now, I see. And she's very strict with him. Like, if he does something wrong, she's very like strict and vocal about it. So that's how he's seeing her. She does like spoil him a lot with gifts, or he spoils her a lot with gifts. That's what I see. And they're possibly even doing like little activities together that help them bond, and help them just become closer, or they could bond over certain similar interests. Like, for example, I'm seeing this couple go do yoga together to bond more or something. He sees her as a type of woman that expects a lot of effort from him. And he sees her as the type of woman he wants to kind of like surprise with gifts and spoil like in that way. He likes her style. I think he liked yours too, but I'm seeing that with her, it's like very physical. Lots of physical attraction. With you, there was too. But I feel like there's something about her that is kind of like hot to him. They connect a lot like in the bedroom, if that makes sense. I know some of you don't want to hear that, but this is just what I honestly see. If you don't like it, you can skip over the message. He kind of feels somewhat like a train wreck with her. Like she amplifies his chaos and you grounded it, if that makes sense. But he kind of feels like she relates to him more than you did, because you were a lot more grounded and healthier than her. So although like they bring out the toxic sides of one another, he feels like she relates to him more than you did, even though there's problems here. But he does feel like maybe they could overcome these problems with time. So yeah, that is what I see about you compared to her, like how he views the both of you. I do hope this reading resonated with you. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.